Hey, you guys. I just spent a half hour recording a reading for you, and the fucking camera wasn't on. So, we're going to start again. Actually, let me just make sure this is recording. Hang on. Yes, confirmation. It's recording. All right, we're doing this. Okay. Sorry, I need a better setup. All right. I hope that works. I can't see what this looks like, so could be a disaster. All right, so I'm way into this reading already. Already drew a lot of the cards, so we're going to go ahead and back up, and I'm just going to go over the cards again, okay? So today is November the 22nd, 2018. It is the full moon in Gemini. It's also Thanksgiving Day in the United States. And I wanted to do a reading to give you like general energies for the full moon, and also answer some more specific questions. I find that the full moon is really, it's often about like things coming full circle, things coming to fruition, things coming to fullness, right? And then the logical result of that is that you then say, okay, what of all of this do I need to release? So it's a release that happens at the time of the full moon. So I have the general energies here, and it starts with the star with the Page of Wands. And so the star I almost always associate with some kind of healing. I feel like a healing has just taken place, and it might have come through. It might have come through some kind of like, not really ill-timed conversation, but maybe conversation that was kind of impromptu, like it wasn't really thought through, and so it's easy to misinterpret some of what is said, but it actually forced you, I feel like, to look inside, and or to look at what you're dishing out. I don't know why that just came up. Like to look at what you're dishing out and to decide what you're going to keep and what you're going to dump, right? So that in itself is a healing. I think it also, I feel like this situation, whatever it is, came with a degree of excitement and happiness, almost like, oh shit, I never thought this would happen, which is amazing. And then you got this Page of Wands energy that was just like, kind of like a minor explosion or something, or like a minor misstep, I guess. And it wasn't really a misstep so much as it's just like, it's like something sticking in your craw. Something is bugging you. And it's okay though, because that discomfort is pointing to things that need to be healed within you, okay? And that is the shining star here. It's pointing you the way. It's pointing you the direction you need to go. And the thing that it's pointing at has to do, it's all within you. It's inside of you. So this is you, like, again, dumping the things that no longer serve you at this point. I feel like it could also have, and maybe because these two jars remind me of the Temperance card, but I kind of feel like there may be a little bit of a balancing going on here. This woman is pouring the water out on the land and into the water. So it's almost like a balancing, an alchemical balancing of either male and female, or earth and water, emotion and like rationality. I'm just feeling a balancing, almost like a diversitizing, if that's a word. within your own consciousness. This is just within you. Whatever this healing was that took place, and whatever this like slight upset was, is like helped you to guide you in your guide you to what needs to be released, I guess. Guide you to what you need to look at. Probably came through communication, possibly through a male person. Could have come off a little bit like maybe childish, or a little bit like, could have been carefree, but it could also have been childish, like somebody who just like clapped back really quick. But the truth is, like, you want to remember here that everybody is doing the best that they can at any given time. I feel like this person is at a very beginning point in their own journey, and so they're learning some stuff. I also feel like I'm trying to think. I feel like they have the best of intentions. They really do. So don't misunderstand them. Just like let it go. The discomfort that it caused actually benefited you. And so everything works out for a reason. Everything works for a reason. This person has a lot of like maturing to do, or they're talking about or expressing an idea or a thought or an emotion that they are not super comfortable with at the moment, or they don't have a good grasp or understanding of, right? Okay, so this just reflects the newness of this idea to them. So just like cut them some slack, all right? It's fine. The next energy I'm getting here is the Six of Pentacles with the Four of Wands. And so these are both cards of balance, right? The Six of Pentacles can be balancing giving and taking, giving and receiving. Not giving and taking, but giving and receiving. And it can be a balance of masculine and feminine. It can be generosity. And this is the Four. This is like this is like stability. This can be a stable environment, a stable relationship. I'm getting this as a doorway. So this is a doorway. This is a new opportunity that has a lot of stability to offer, because 6 plus 4, of course, is 10, which is the full gamut, right? This is like, when you get 10 of cups or 10 of coins, this is the full, I was going to say the full Monty, but that's, what that is. Could be that. I don't know. But to me, this is like worthy of celebration. Like, this is a new fucking chapter. And you just walk through that doorway. This is a golden opportunity, I just heard. Golden opportunity. For balance, prosperity, achievement, stability, fulfillment, love, all of those things. I mean, this does not have to be a relationship. This could absolutely and very easily be a career choice, a career move, an investment, a house purchase. Sometimes the Four of Wands is understandably a house, right? Because we're talking about, a house is four corners, kind of, theoretically, right? So, and this is the four pillars, Four Wands. Or it can be this kind of like this person that you met or whatever has the potential to be a house, like meaning like a stable, committed relationship. So, and this card often means like a marriage or something like that. I'm not saying y'all are getting married or anybody that you just met is a marriage partner or anything like that necessarily, unless this really lands for you. If this really works for you, then great. If this feels like a stretch, it's probably not that. So I don't want to get you all excited because I'm reading for a lot of people. But whatever it is has the opportunity to be whatever the situation is that has just come up, it's like the doorway. I just heard the doorway to value, the doorway to hope, the doorway to freedom, the doorway to love, the doorway to personal fulfillment. I think it's because one of these decks of cards has a lot of cards like that, saying the doorway. But I'm looking like these two people are literally standing in the quote doorway, the space in between the or the four wands, which is like the 1-1 and the 1-1, the 11, the 11. Okay, if you're into synchronicities and numbers and that kind of thing. The balance in this is just like immense. I just feel like that it builds on this healing energy that just took place in your life, and it is bringing you into this balance. And should you stay in this energy, which I hope that you do, wow, the rewards are immense. Like, this is also reward or celebration. It's catapulting you into a timeline that you have not experienced in the past, right? If you're feeling like I feel like a lot of you have, this is new for you. Like, you have not experienced this level of stability and reciprocity in your life before. And I'm like, I'm getting a little bit of trepidation in stepping into it, almost like you feel like it's too good to be true. Or you're not sure. Yeah, like, you're not sure if it really is everything it looks like. But this really is everything it looks like. But what do you need to do to get there? And the next set of cards, the advice here, is the Devil with the 10 of Swords. And this is very clearly energies holding you back and needing that to end. Letting this, whatever this is that is causing you so much frustration, anxiety, is keeping you stuck in your head, is making you question your value. It is, it's unhealthy. It's codependent. It is, it's a power struggle. This is a big power struggle. This is what needs to die. The 10 of Swords is the end, the end of a painful, horrible situation. That needs to be released now. And I think that, the full moon energy is the perfect time to do that, especially right now when apparently this new situation has just come up. These are almost like, they're not exactly opposites, but they're kind of opposites in their energy. This is wholesome, fulfilling, balanced, and like there's celebration here, there's happiness. This is fucking dragging you into the dirt. I just heard it knocked your dick in the dirt. I don't know why I'm sorry to be so crude. That is what I heard. I don't know why my guides throw that stuff in there. Maybe because I didn't even know. Anyway, so whatever that was, it's got to go because it's not good for you anymore. It's causing you, the underlying energy here is the 9 of Swords, which is like unnecessary anxiety. Like, let the shit go. It is just making you miserable. It's holding you back and it's making you move slower than you need to. This is the card that was right underneath the 9 of Swords. And I feel like this is it's just absolutely slowing you down. Okay? Nobody needs this. Look at this girl like holding onto her head. This is sleepless nights. And I think that, sometimes the positive things in our lives can cause us sleepless nights because you have to like change things to get to them. But it's the positive thing you want to go toward. It's the negative thing that's causing you this emotion that you need to let go of. So have discernment, what is what in your life? What is the thing that's holding you back? That is the thing that you need to let go of, okay? It's killing you. This could be a job you hate, I feel like a lot of you, this is probably a terrible relationship because I'm hearing so much about codependency. This could be addiction. If you have an addiction, it is literally killing you. Okay? So that needs to go. It could be for a lot of you, I'm getting this feeling, kind of goes along with this card. I'm getting this feeling of like being stuck in your head. It's like all of these swords in your head at once. It's like an energy migraine or something like that, where you are completely tied up in your own head and your own misery and you're unable to move forward. And it is absolutely within your control to just let it all go. But you have to make that profound choice to say, I no longer care about this. I no longer am letting this affect me. I know it sounds, I'm making it sound easier than it is, but it kind of really is that easy. Okay? It's that easy and it's that hard. So I get it. You know, I've been there too. You're killing, like some of you are killing things before they even start. And you don't want to do that. But you do want to release that which is actually hurting you. Okay? Okay. I'm going to take a drink of water. So I wanted to ask then, what is it, you know, because we talked about the full moon being a time of things coming to fruition, a time of things growing to their full potential or having grown to their full potential. So what is it that we have grown under this full moon, okay? And I drew cards for that already because I did this reading already. And the first thing that came out was the thinking man. And this is all about either man, or it could be you, or it could be just, this is just the energy of it. I think of it as the energy of the King of Swords. And the King of Swords, the guy's holding like a crystal, like this one. And the King of Swords is like, can look at things from like all angles, right? He can look at every angle of something. He can be very objective. He can also be a little cold, you know? Crystals are cold. But from some perspectives, you see a distortion. And from other perspectives, like you see a prismatic effect. You see a rainbow. And there are just all these different angles to look through. And there are just so many that you get the second card sometimes. You get indecision. And in this situation and in your quest to be fair to everyone and to really look at things from every angle, you end up sometimes either distorting the facts somehow, or you end up seeing so far around all the pieces of the puzzle, of the crystal here, that you are stuck in this indecision. And I feel like we're being asked to, the thing that's like happening here is we really need to, this card is called The Garden and the Gate. And for me, I can't remember what the book meaning of this card is necessarily, but for me, looking at this, what I see is being constricted to our own comfortable world and not seeing the great vast expanse outside of that. I feel like she's looking at these butterflies and she's like wondering what it would be like to have the freedom to go outside of this gate, like the butterflies, right? Like, what is it like to have the freedom to explore this green pasture or whatever it is? And it's like, because some of, like, when you look at all the angles of what it is you're holding, some of them aren't all bad, you know? Some of them are beautiful. Some of them are like this garden, which is really pretty. But it offers you nothing new, necessarily. Like, it is what it is. It's contained inside that gate, and it's not going to get any bigger because the gate is constricting. So if you want to be able to get outside of the gate, you need to allow yourself to open the door and to leave this comfort zone, to leave this space. And so I feel like what's being birthed here is the opening of our comfort zone, right? The leaving behind of all the things that are holding us back. The walking through, oh my God, the walking through the doorway, the walking through the gate. Holy shit. Sorry. I know it sounds so simple, but when things line up, I'm like, wow, holy shit. It's walking through that gate. Whatever this is, it's ready to be birthed in your life. It's ready to grow, and it's like more expansive than what you're used to. That's the same kind of energy I was getting with these cards. It's way more expansive than what you're used to. Okay? This is holding you back. This is expansion on all levels. I feel like you're not really sure about it. Like you're still, you're in this, you've been in this indecision. But with this new moon, let it go, dude. Let it go, because you've looked at all parts of it already. It's time for that growth. It's time for that expansion. It's time to walk through the gate. Okay. My next question is, what is it that I need to let go of? What is this devil energy here? Specifically, because we've talked about, having different things that we need to let go of. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Psychic Tarot for this. So what is it that we're letting go of, that we're shedding, that we're ditching during this full moon? The thing that's going to allow us outside this gate, right? What are we getting rid of? Okay, 3 cards for what we need to get rid of. Okay, guys, 3 cards for what we need to get rid of. 2, 1 more. One more card, please. What is it we need to release under this full moon? All right. Oh, okay. 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 So first we have the card for truth. This is like, I'm pretty sure this is the Judgment card in the regular tarot. And that's because this card, when this card comes up, all the shit in your life that is not serving you is coming to the surface, and you're starting to see the truth of that matter. So this tells me that if you've been having problems with people, situations, things, different feelings coming up, you already know what it is you need to release. And those things are not coming up like by accident. They're coming up because you need to let them go. So if you're having like massive tower moments with people, tower moments being like disastrous, fights or situations, if you are just running into issue after issue with people betraying you, or issue after issue with people stealing from you, that is pointing to a truth, pointing to something within you that needs to be let go of. And it may be pointing to you to an external situation that needs to be let go of, okay? This is all of that. here we have the five, this is the equivalent of the Five of Cups, which is like grief. It's like, it's called emotional loss in this deck. And so I'm feeling from this, it's like this attachment that you form to all these things that you know you need to let go of. You also need to let go of that attachment, because attachment is really the source of all the pain that we're suffering through. When we had the 11/11 portal, I was sick as a dog. Actually, it was on the new moon. It was the 7th, I think, of November, I think it was the 7th. And then a few days later, we had the portal. So in that gate of time, I was sick as a dog, and I kept channeling all of this information in my delirium. I was seeing myself like on this, I don't know, in this torture chamber, and I was being like stretched on the rack and hung from my ankles, or I don't even know what was happening, because I was like super deliriously sick. And all I kept hearing was release all attachments. Like, that is the torture, is the attachment. Like, anything can happen to you. If you're not attached to the outcome, it feels very different. Okay? And so I feel like that is part of what we need to release, is attachments. This feeling of emotional loss, which has come through the expectation that something would happen in a certain way, or something would be permanent when it isn't, or a person would change. People don't change because you want them to. People change through their own healing and their own transformation and healing, right? You cannot will someone to change. You can't change someone. They have to change themselves. They do change. That shit about people don't change, that's shit. They do change, but they need to change themselves. In any case, this is you needing to let go of, I feel like some of you are holding on to individuals in your life because you're like, he's going to change, or it would be irresponsible for me to let go of him. He needs me. I take care of him. I'm changing him. That's codependency, folks. That needs to be let go of. All those times that fucker stabbed you in the back and you held on because you were like, oh, I'm going to change him or her. I'm going to change her. Or I feel responsible for him or her. No, they are responsible for themselves. And you need to let go of that unrealistic need to feel like you're the center of their lives. Because if you are, it's quite possible that in this situation, it's this. It's sick. It's hurting you. It's harmful. It's more of a disease, okay? I know that's really harsh. If this isn't resonating with you, then this is not for you, okay? But somebody out there really needs to know that needs to go, okay? The last card here is, I want to tell you one more thing about this card because it just came up. If you're holding on to guilt or shame, that needs to go too. Because I also feel this card is your own personal guilt or shame about something, and that is absolutely holding you back. That guilt and shame, that maybe this is why they wanted me to bring that up, because that is leading you to be holding all of these. This is the 9 of Wands. You're holding all of these wands, and they are getting really fucking hard to hold on to. Okay, through that experience, you're gaining the spiritual strength, right? This is also about spiritual strength. But the strength is needed to let go of this crap, to set these wands down. You do not need to support a fucking skyscraper on your shoulders. That's not why you're here. You're here to learn how to set those things down. You're here to learn how to release the guilt, the shame, the codependency, the emotional loss, the feeling that you're not good enough, or the feeling that you're responsible for everyone. All that needs to be released. This is your judgment day. right? That's when the truth comes out. It's your truth. It's you being honest with yourself about what it is that's not serving you anymore. Don't fucking lie to yourself and say because I've been at a job for 20 years, I should stay here forever. I'm too old to move on. Or I've been married to this person for 20 years. It would be irresponsible for me to leave them. I'm responsible for them. That's bullshit. If it's fucking abusive, get out, okay? If it's hurting you, if it's killing you, get out. You need to release. This is when you are being honest with yourself about the reality of a situation. Trying to hear what else it is, if there's anything else they want to share with me. This is the truth for friendships too. If your best friend is sucking the life out of you, you need to put down boundaries. You need to set some of those wands down, okay? You are not responsible for that person. There's no obligation to continue down that road, okay? This is enlightenment through truth and honesty with yourself. Okay, I'll stop harping on that. I think you get the point. Okay. My next question is, what is the energy that will transform my situation? I'm going to go with this stack of random oracle cards. This is from all kinds of different decks. I think they're all Doreen Virtue decks, but I put them all together because, I don't know, the variety excites me. I don't know. All right, so what is the energy that's going to transform my situation? So let's get 3 cards for the energy that we need to bring in to transform our situations. Whoa. All right, well, 4 came out. No, 6, wait. 6 came out. All right, so. Number 1, detach from the situation. What did I just fucking say? All right, I'm sorry, I'm cursing so much. Archangel Michael, I ask you to use your flaming sword to cut any attachment to fear or drama, so that I may be centered in the knowingness that peace is everywhere within me and the situation. So detach from the situation. If you need to ask for divine help, divine guidance to do that, then do it. That is going from your 10 of Swords all the way back, full cycle, to your 1 of Swords, the 1 flaming sword of Archangel Michael, the truth, the honesty. Next, teacher. What did the situation teach you? What have you learned? And just like this truth card, I feel like you have to look for the lessons in the situation to understand what it is that you are supposed to take out of it. So look at this. What's transformational about this? Looking at this as a teaching situation. And in that way, you truly are transforming it from a negative situation into a healing situation. Okay? Next, I have Guinevere, true love. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. So if this applies to you, this may not apply to everybody. If this applies to you, I feel like this relates back to this doorway here. The doorway that you're walking through, potentially with this new person, right? This is also true love of yourself. This is honesty with yourself about a situation. but it could also very easily be the feelings you have for another person. And those feelings become possible when you truly allow yourself to love yourself. Because as I recently learned, you can only love another person as much as you love yourself. If you do not have the baseline of unconditional love in your life, you cannot offer that to somebody else. So you may be getting, like, to me, this feels like unconditional love. If you now have this baseline, if you now know what this is, then you can offer this to somebody. If you do not know what this is, you need to go there with yourself first, okay? Unconditional love, incidentally, is not fucking codependency, all right? Codependency is addictive. It's hurtful. This is truly allowing people to be themselves, to grow in their own experiences, to detach from any negative situations, and even to detach from any of their shit. Like, people aren't going to be perfect. No matter who they are, they're not perfect. So you're going to need to know when it's time to detach and let them learn their own lessons, okay? That's true love. And I feel like this, if this is a person who's come into your life, that person came into your life through the law of attraction. Each thought is an investment that pays immediate dividends. So invest wisely. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love, peace, and harmony. At your request, we will gladly attune your energies to higher frequencies. So this is bringing in that true love. This is bringing in that higher energy. And the law of attraction doesn't judge. It just is that you will bring in more of the same energy that you're giving out. So another reason why you need to make sure you're detaching from situations that are negative for you, okay? That doesn't mean ignore problems. It doesn't mean never try to work through something. But it really means that some situations are here as a lesson, and the lesson involves detaching, okay? So that you are then freed up to allow yourself to attract the positive vibrations. So allow the law of attraction to work transformative miracles in your life. Another way to allow that to happen, I feel like these two cards kind of go together. One is breathe, and it says, Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. Okay? That's releasing, detaching through the breath. The breath representing the energy that's flowing through your body, right? It's like light energy. So as you release that and you visualize the releasing of this negative energy here, it becomes easier to actually release it. And if you are a person who is in full command of your energetic body, probably an energy worker. If you're not an energy worker and you're somehow in full command of your energy body, then you should be an energy worker. Oh my God, hot flash. This is another way that you are just skillfully detaching from the situations that are causing you harm. You are skillfully releasing old patterns through the energy, which is the same as or similar to releasing through the breath. The message on the energy work card is life can be electrifying because its very essence is energy. Your body is a remarkable energy field that will positively respond to loving treatments. Your hands and heart are activated to give healing energy to your loved ones and clients and to yourself. And this is also for me noticing, like, if you're having trouble knowing what situation this is, notice in your body. When these things happen, where are you feeling it? What does it feel like? Does it feel like expansion? Does it feel in your heart space? Because I feel truth in my heart space. If I feel it in my gut, right? A lot of people say I was just talking to a client about this yesterday. People like to say, well, it's my gut instinct, or I feel it in my gut. Do you know what's in your gut? That's where you keep fear. So if you feel it in your gut, it might not be your intuition. It might not be your truth. It could be your fear. And fear is not truth. Fear is the absolute, it's the opposite of truth. It's illusion. Okay? So if you're feeling this in your gut, literally in your stomach, which is actually your solar plexus, if you're an energy worker, you know, that is what you need to release. Fear is what needs to be released. Fear holds you back. Fear is the lowest vibration. If you feel it in your heart center, right? If you allow yourself, if you're feeling it in your heart center, and even if it's a sad truth, even if it's sadness, it's still truth if it's showing up in your heart center, okay? I don't know if that helps anybody out there. I feel like that might be helpful for some people for understanding what their feelings are meaning for them. But this is helping you understand what you need to detach from, okay? And so these energies are transformational. This releasing of these energies are transformational. Let's get one final piece of advice. And I want to get that, I guess I'll get that from the same deck of cards here. Damn, I wish I would have brought my runes over. I'd pull runes, but we'll do that another time. So one more piece of advice from the angelic realms, from the higher dimensions, which exist within these same dimensions. They are just not perceived in the same way. What's our advice from the 5th dimension or higher? I receive my guidance when I'm working with these energies from the 18th dimension, which I was not aware of until they literally broke into my meditation and gave me the doorway to the 18th dimension. So let's ask for our advice from my 18th dimensional light beings. This may mean something to you guys too. This definitely means something to me. Okay. Career transition. Archangel Chamuel. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. So this is funny because I just mentioned having channeled in that new energy, and this happened to me 1.5 years ago that I received this new energy to work with. And that was the beginning of my career transition. And I'm now really stepping into a career transition where I'm taking what has been my full-time job and transitioning more into my healing work, right? So not necessarily cards, but into my energy healing, which is the energy I was given to use. This, I feel, I don't think this is about me. I think this is about all of you, because all of this releasing work that we're doing is releasing the energies that are holding us back. We're transitioning out of what we're done with and into a new career or a new phase in our life, because Archangel Chamuel also is oversees relationships. So for some of you, this is going to be a transition out of an old relationship and into a new one, specifically romantic relationships. So that's happening for a lot of people as well. And I feel like this goes back into people getting into their life mission. And for so many people, that also involves their significant other. And so you may be transitioning simultaneously through your career into something better or into a new interest that becomes a career, or into a new relationship that's linked to your career, or that your goals, your mission is the same, okay, or similar or supportive of each other, right? I feel I'm just drawn to this flower here. I feel like this is a blossoming. This full moon could be a blossoming of this actually starting to really happen for you, okay? So that is your advice. I don't know why I just did that. That's your advice for this full moon, and happy Thanksgiving to you guys that are in the United States. And if you're not, take this day to focus on gratitude anyway, because that can only help you in attracting in positive energy into your life, okay? Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Thank you guys if you stuck with me this long, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon. Where's my little thing? Okay, thanks. Bye.